Welcome back, dark mode enabled. We are here on a Thursday. It's been a minute. Hi, Jane.
3 minutes, I think, actually.
I
Exactly 3 minutes.
know. Well, let's see. What happened last week? I don't even remember what happened last week. Where was
A
I?
lot happened last week. Well, okay.
Oh, that's
I
right.
think
Didn't
we
we
need
have like some, wasn't it the networking station?
catching up with Carmen. So, yeah, what the hell were you up to last week?
I mean, we had the networking event and
Yeah.
then it's been a lot of shifting over here. I'm still doing the WordPress. I'm still doing the social media. I actually got a client from the networking event, which was pretty cool,
Yeah.
to do WordPress for a cybersecurity company, which is actually perfect for next week's dark mode.
Oh my gosh, website warden.
Yes, so we're going to be talking about WordPress security next week, which is hilarious. But yeah, so I've been doing that, kind of onboarding new clients, offboarding old clients, and then kind of adding a new service to Heather Cox Codes. It's called Heather Cox Creates. We are an event content creation and wedding content creation service under the umbrella of Heather Cox Codes. We go in to your wedding, your event. We grab the content, the vertical video. We create short form videos, TikToks, Reels. We will even coordinate those really cool trending wedding trends, like the sunglasses trend and my fiance trend. So, yeah, that's a new arm of Heather Cox Codes. So, if anybody's looking for event content creation and wedding content creation services here in Delaware, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and New Jersey, let me know.
I mean, that's pretty
That's what
awesome.
I've been doing. It's been freaking crazy. But now I'm just glad that dark mode's back because I missed you.
And I think,
Yeah.
as we forget to celebrate, we also forget to document,
Yeah.
when we are at these events. Because once we get to the event, like, okay, all the preparation's over with, I literally am just like a slug sitting there, just sponging in the glorious champagne or whatever the hell we're doing at that point, piece of cake. And I forget that, people are going to want to remember this.
Yeah.
And
So
in a
that's what I've been
more
doing. And
candid way too, not just in a very fancy video that of course is going to be all about the bride and the groom, but
right.
to get the guests involved and for that to be a really community event, I think
Yeah,
is super
no,
fun.
I and it's just so much in the turnaround time. I mean, I
Oh yeah,
do I do
non-existent.
so like I do content creation for this real estate conference company. It's an event company and
Yeah.
they go all and so like I went to RealCom last year down in Florida and like it's I mean I uploaded I think over like 1,000 pieces of content for them.
Ooh.
So now they can like go back and use the photos and the videos that are vertical format to create vertical formatted content. And I mean, I literally just posted a reel yesterday with that content because I still work for that company. But yeah, so the events and wedding space, it's been interesting to get into for the past week. So that's where I've
I'm
been.
like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a lot of follow-up questions for you
I
at
know.
some point,
Well, I'm
but
just glad that dark mode's back though. So Jane, what has been going on with you, my dear? I mean, I just
wow.
saw you last week at the networking event, but what else is happening?
Networking event, a very, very cool. I had such a good time. I just want to say, we saw Ginny, everything was wonderful. Kelsey did a great job at the booth. Emily was there. It was awesome. But now we're getting ready for social media day, right? And I'm still
Yes.
like, we gotta wake up at 7 in the morning. Well, not wake up, actually be there.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. This is news to me.
Yeah, yeah. Setup is like 8 to 9 or 7 to 8 or something crazy. So, I'll bring the coffee. I'll bring the dark mode mugs, and
And wow. And this is an all day thing though, right?
I'm actually the very last panel of the day, which does I think they conclude around 3. So the panel goes to like 2:45. I think it's 1 second. I know the time. I have it here. I do.
Well, then I also
Um,
know that you are an exhibitor, right? You have a table there too,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes, yes. So
Yeah.
Kelsey will be there with bells on. And yeah, we're gonna get the booths up in the morning. Then I'm gonna, go to all the things. We're gonna tag team go into all the things. But yeah, I think my segment starts at 2:15. And I'm gonna panel with some other wonderful people. And we're just gonna talk about maximizing your social media presence with a really small team.
Awesome.
And I know a little
That's
something
you're the
about
one I will
that.
not miss. I will be there at that 2:15.
Awesome. Great. I'm glad. because it's the last one of the day. Who knows how many people still be there? But I am excited. I think there's going to be a lot of energy. And honestly, if you're paying that much for a ticket, aren't you going to squeeze that blood from the stone like as much as you can from
I
the
literally
event?
just saw I believe they just put tickets on sale.
Yeah.
They did. I think it was like 15% off or some code. If you go to their
Oh, that's
LinkedIn
cool.
or their Facebook, you'll be able to find that code.
All right, yeah. I'll try. Yeah, we'll link it in the comments too for you guys. For anyone who wants to
Yeah.
come, you can go and pop that code in. That'd be amazing. Love to see you. And oh, and one last piece of news before we dive into some what you're really here for, guys. And that's Ginny's our new creative director. I've officially given away my bold position.
Oh my God, what?
I know she's officially creative director, and
Oh
I
my
am
God,
officially
congratulations, though. That's
CEO.
so great.
It's definitely crazy. It's definitely crazy. You know, we're all terrified, but it's gonna be great. You know, there's just so much momentum and magic, and so much talent and people who are such self-starters. It's a delight to be around them. So honestly, it's my pleasure. But yeah, we're just evolving every day, a day at a time. And let's start with your bio, shall we?
And can we just not like I don't want to like just skate over that. That is so big that you are expanding your business, adding new team members, relinquishing a little bit of power so that you can scale. So I just want to say I'm very proud of you.
Thank
And
you,
you're
thank
doing
you.
so, and you should
You
be
know,
proud of yourself too, by the way.
thank you. I'm gonna clap for myself.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we
Okay,
need
good.
to celebrate more of this stuff, and
Yes.
you know.
Okay, well, I love that. So now we can go
Awesome.
on to
Okay.
bye boring bio, and let's talk about how we can create a kick-ass bio that uncovers your competitive advantage. Miss
Exactly. Yeah.
Jane, tell me what's happening with this. How do you get rid of a boring bio?
Well, at this point, you might already have like well, I'm going to come at it from a personal bio because no matter where you are, you're always going to be who you are and you carry that with you always. Whether you're the face of a company or simply a team member, or even a contractor, like, you absolutely matter. And with all the people in the world, we need to know what your strengths and weaknesses are so we can set you up for success and give you projects that, you enjoy. Um, but there's other reasons why you should work on your bio. It's first impressions. Many times that's how someone meets you. Maybe they find you on LinkedIn, they read about you, and that's their first impression. Possibly it may be a post you wrote. And the personal branding aspect of your unique strengths, values, achievements, but basically anything that can differentiate you from a competitive market is what you're going to want to focus on. And plus, it definitely attracts new opportunities, even if you just mention your hobbies, they're definitely conversation starters for connection and collaboration. Career advancement, let's say that you're trying to level up a little bit, you might want to focus on the areas that you're leveling up for. And this is a kind of dumb one, but establish credibility. That you're an expertise in the industry, that you're more trustworthy, in the eyes of your colleagues and your clients and potential partners. The biggest hurdle I think we have is not wanting to sound arrogant, right? Like, I call it the humble brag, but this is the only time you want to brag just a bit. Now, I want to preface this by saying not all bios are created equal. There might be an amazing bio, but the words that you use and the advantages that you sort of attach your wagon to, are going to attract a certain clientele. Here's an example of that. When I leveled up my bio, and I was actually a SCORE mentor, and if I turned on my profile and was like, yes, I'm accepting new mentees, I would have to turn it off because I would get so many, like 10 a week, and that's a lot for someone who has a full-time job, right? So I had to like narrow it down to like one or three a month that weren't from Delaware. But every single time I was available, I would get people from all over the country because the words that I used let them know, hey, she's legit, right? But these people did not need help. These people were high achievers. These people knew how to work systems. These people were privileged. And that sort of rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm like, my body's not right for this part, for this. But guess what it is right for? People that I want money from, right? So I had to think about my bio differently for certain things. Um, Now, you're like, "Oh, that's a small problem to have, Jane," and you're right, it is. So, but just be aware of that you might you might update your bio and attract the wrong people, and that's just a moment to be like, what's going on here, you know? Uh, and we have resources for you guys. Don't worry. The one that really inspired me was from the Upside, and it's called Supercharge Your Bio. I dropped the link in the comments of this event. If you guys
Yeah,
want
I
to go check
saw
it out,
that.
it's
That looks
free.
super cool. Like, can you tell us a little more about that? Because that was pretty dope, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking dope. So it gives you like three different. First of all, we're coming at it from Erin Halper's point of view, and she's a phenomenal woman, and she's the CEO of the Upside, and she just brings people together, and she's fabulous with words. And she's basically a champion of consultants. So when in this group in particular, we're looking at consultants, and usually they're like one person shows or maybe an assistant or something, but they are their brand. So if you are your brand, this is definitely something that's going to work well for you. It might not work well for like a company bio, but let's just take a quick peek here at some of the recommendations.
Ooh, yeah.
Um, One of them is to go at it from a pedigree standpoint. Let's say you went to an amazing college, and you want to brag about that because you still have $80,000 in debt. You got we got to earn some money from it. I remember I lost the project to someone who went to the same college as the decision maker, strangely enough. So that that school like loyalty strangely exists. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but I think it is to certain people. Maybe the culture is important. Um, so anyway, when you're starting with your pedigree, it might look like something like, um, I went to Yale and did there actually I think you, Heather, have something in your bio like that because you have gone so much creative or continued education, it's insane.
Yeah.
um so anyway, if you start with that, you're going to be in good shape because one, oh wow, they're pretty credible. You could also lead with results like, hey, I help companies go from 6 figures to 7 figures, right? um my name is Jane, and I took this popular brand from this to this. So one of them, Courtney, if you're listening, she has on her page that she's a podcaster, and she was working with a client, and they bumped Joe Rogan off #1, and I thought that was pretty dope, right?
Now
Because
that's
yeah,
really cool, but the way that you say it is really important now due to the FCC's changes. So, like, apparently you're not allowed to make claims like that, saying, I helped a corporate entity go from 6 to 7 figures without receipts now, which is great because like that stops a lot of
yeah.
people from falsely claiming that they can make 6 figures for you or 7 figures for you, right? But then
Or
that
that they're
also,
best web design company in Alabama.
yeah, so like at least like show the receipts. Like if you are going to say that, and like because the FCC
Yeah.
will come after and be like, "Well, you need to show us that that's actually true." And then if it's not
Yeah,
true, well
definitely be
then
true. Sorry. I kind of do not lie.
yeah, yeah,
But what I
don't
will
lie.
tell yeah, don't lie. But what I will tell you is that when I wrote my bio, I had a whole new respect for who I was. And that allowed me to fill this role better. And it honestly was instantaneous. It was shocking. Um, oh yeah, okay. And then we have leading with your expertise. And this guide even talks to you about how to write your first sentence, getting that hook in there, what that looks like, your second sentence, the rest of it. Um, and there are some really great examples. And I think we have time. I want to read my old bio and then read
Ooh,
my new
yeah.
bio. All right. And then I want to talk about why it's better. So, this is my old bio. Jane pulls from her 19 years of experience as a multidisciplined graphic designer and front end web developer to lead and direct a company of creatives. Her diverse designs and talented team have won 12 first place awards. Jane has worked with businesses of all industries, visual of all sizes, from Fortune 300 companies to micro businesses next door. She has a degree in visual communications and continues to be an avid learner. You'll find her volunteering with Fresh Start Scholarship Foundation for their event and sponsorship communities. She also mentors students and freelancers alike, and she's eager to build lifelong connections. Blah! Ooh, that was a mouthful. Let's move to the other one, shall
Ooh,
we?
yeah, let's hear what's the difference.
The new one. With more than 15 years of experience and over a dozen first place awards, Jane Clark is a go to brand strategist who helps her clients stand apart. She has worked with Fortune 300 companies, celebrities, and over 400 small businesses and nonprofits. Currently, she is the CEO of Brand Swan, a woman owned creative agency. Jane has presented for organizations like Temple University, the Women's of Hospitality Conference, and Square Delaware. She has also taught web design as an adjunct professor at Cecil College and currently serves on the boards of End Child Marriages and the Delaware Press Association.
Ooh.
But I didn't end there. I had a testimonial. Her
Ooh.
work is outstanding and the variety of skills she has is absurd. A major impact on her growth in the marketplace. Most patient, innovative person with whom I've ever had the pleasure to work. And a couple more.
Love it so much.
Yes. So I had these other people proving it's a social proof, right? So there's your damn receipts. FDA, boom. But yes, it's really powerful when you can prove it. And if you can, I honestly just wouldn't even say it. I wouldn't because it's just not a good look. And it diminishes the achievement once you do reach it. So don't rob yourself of that. Because I think that feeling is a game changer. You know, you have to go through that process, I think. So the reason why this bio is so much better than the other bios because I talk about some key things, and those are the competitive advantages, right? And I always say you don't have any more than 5. 3 is ideal. But if you have more than 5 or more, then you're just everything to everyone again, right? So think about your experience. You know, and this is how I kind of get started on that. Think about my experiences, some of my best achievements. Did you write a book? Did you get any awards? You know, have you gotten any like honorable mentions, or are you the head of any organizations? You know, what groups are you affiliated with? Do you have any passions? Do you do anything humanity based? You know, volunteer work? You know, so those are the kind of things we want to know about you. And with my bio in particular, like the years of experience is the authority aspect of this bio. More than a dozen first place awards. I'm putting that in quality. Has worked with Fortune 300 teams, celebrities, yada, yada, yada. That to me is a network. She is currently the co-founder and blah, 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 a woman-owned creative agency. That's the differential. And the other stuff is just sort of a repeat of that, with the exception of the board stuff. That's reputation. Because I have them in my corner, they think I'm going to be on a board, you know, and that usually doesn't make people question you at that point. So those are the things to look for. You know, you want to show up with your 3 to 5 competitive advantages. And if you just Google, you know, what are competitive advantages, you're going to see a lot. But with Google's interface, you can actually click on them, see more information about them, and then decide which ones are more you.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah. So I didn't touch on a lot of things, Heather. Like I didn't touch on company bios or profiles or any of that
And
stuff.
that's what I wanted.
And
Yeah.
the big one. Ask AI, bitches. Let's see what they have to say. All right, go for it, Heather.
That's like honestly like what I was doing. Because like honestly, like there's so many different places in which you need to put your bio. And
character limit.
It's not one size fits all. Because each platform has a different goal in mind, right? So let's talk about first the website bio. You want to make sure that you're touching on specific keywords for that page, right? And I understand that this may not be talking about getting rid of a boring bio, but you know what's boring about it? Not being able to find it online because you're not SEOing it. And so you are going to be like, you're going to hear crickets. You're going to be so bored because nobody's going to even want to nobody can find you. So make sure that you're optimizing with a keyword, right? So if you want your bio to be found from your website, you need to make sure that you are putting specific keywords that align with that specific goal for that page. So it could be, I don't even know what like my keyword is. Let me go look real quick.
I think I brand strategist in mine.
Yeah, you have brand strategist in yours. Okay. So like mine's under the about page, and mine is I think mine's social media, website, and digital marketing solutions, but it's probably different because I'm not on the back end of my website right now. But my bio is very specific on my website. because I have specific links, taking people to go watch another video, taking them to go learn more about a specific service, a link taking them to go actually to that social proof that I actually do have certifications. Like, there are specific things that you should include within your website bio that are specific for SEO, but also that social proof, and just like showing that you're real, like you're an actual person.
Yeah.
So in your bio, on your bio page, make sure that you have a photo of yourself. Like, one of the worst things I hate is when you go to look at a bio about somebody to learn about who they are, and there are no pictures of that person whatsoever on that page to kind of put a name to the face, right?
Yeah.
And the content to the face. So make sure that on your website you have a photo of yourself. Break it up into different sections from your expertise, your awards, your testimonials, your social proof, any media you may have, any news articles you may have. You can link all of that stuff onto your bio on your website. But then don't stop there, right? You can put a bio on your homepage, a shorter version of that bio that comes from your about page. So, instead of having the person to learn more about you to go click on the about page, which is another action that somebody needs to take, somebody may be on your homepage and they'll scroll down to the learn more about Heather section. And then they'll be like, oh, wow, Heather's been in this business for 15 years. Let me click here to learn more about her. So it's that customer journey, right? So making sure that you have a little excerpt of your bio on the homepage, making sure you have a more expanded bio on the about page. So that's for like the website portion of it. Now is social media, and every single social media bio is different. It's bonkers. Like Instagram, I think there's only, oh my God, hold on, let me go look.
-5 characters.
Yeah, -5. Honestly, girl, honestly. So you can only have up to, I don't know, crap. It won't
It's
won't
okay.
tell me how many it needs. It's like 150 characters. But then like over on Facebook bio, you can have up to 225 characters. But then over on Clubhouse, you can have like 3,000 characters. On YouTube, I think you can, a very small section on YouTube, or actually, let me go look at that real quick too. There's just so many different ways to write your bio to make the algorithm or the profile or the platform happy. And it also works with social media search engine optimization. So let's take Instagram bio, for example, right? A few key points. Number one, a lot of people like myself, I love starting my bio with emojis, like as the bullet points, to kind of further my brand.
Heck yeah.
I love
got swan, girl.
Yeah, it's just right. You know what I mean? So like, I have like a skull, but then above the skull emoji is like a crown emoji, so it makes it look like the skull is wearing a crown. But I put a space, and this is so important for social media search engine optimization when it comes to Instagram bios. You have to put a space between the word and the emoji. Because when somebody is searching for a keyword or a term, a search term, and let's say they're looking up social media, but if that search term on my bio says sparkle emoji, social media, that's all technically one word. So that SEO is going to screw up. So you need to make sure that you put proper spacing in between emojis and words on social media profiles, especially in usernames. And I'm sorry, it's not even really usernames. It's your name, your first and last name that Instagram gives you. You have to make sure that you put spaces in between the emojis and the words in that, because if I had wedding content creator, but then it was attached to an emoji, it wouldn't be picked up. Same with Facebook. Do you know how many times I have optimized a Facebook like title or name for a page because they've had messed up spacing and it wasn't coming up? So spacing is so important when it comes to bios for social media search engine optimization. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it can't pick up the word when it's scrunched up with an emoji. But just be cautious of that. right? Also, making sure that things are clear and concise. I'm not going to write a novel in my bio, right? I'm not going to just take my bio from my homepage and my website and my about page and just throw it onto Clubhouse or throw it over onto YouTube or LinkedIn, right? Let's talk about the LinkedIn bio. That thing is gold, right? Because that is SEO crazy. And people are always looking for exactly what you do, who you are, who you serve over on LinkedIn. So just making sure that you're optimizing. And the best way to do this is to use ChatGPT. I know people are like it's like they're going to say dives and delves and embrace and in a digital landscape. Like, no, we are using ChatGPT to optimize, not write it for us, but optimize. So you can take your whole entire bio over on your website, on your about page, throw it into ChatGPT. Then you can go over to Instagram and grab somebody's bio that is perfectly optimized. Copy and paste that. And then tell ChatGPT, hi, I need an optimized Instagram bio based off of the layout that I have given you. Please use my bio that is attached to write an optimized Instagram bio with the following emojis so that it makes it sure it gives you your branded emojis. And then it'll literally spit out a profile bio for you. You can even ask it, give me 5 more examples. And it'll give you 5 more that are perfectly optimized. Yep. It just depends on what works best for you. Now, you can totally tweak it. Be like, okay, well, I don't like how that sounds. Like, maybe I'll add these words instead. Like, you don't have to copy and paste exactly what ChatGPT gives you, but it's a start. It's a great starting point for you to use. Same thing with LinkedIn, right? You can go over and you can take your bio from your website, put it into ChatGPT and say, take my bio based on my experience and my expertise and write me an optimized LinkedIn bio that I can put on my LinkedIn profile to drive conversions and increase clientele. And then it will give you a bio that is specific to LinkedIn for your specific goals. So just think how you can utilize ChatGPT for optimization and not specifically writing it all out for you.
Yeah. I once asked it to write a bio and it latched on to one little fact of mine that I like pickles, and the entire fucking bio is about how much I love pickles. I kid you
right.
not.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it'll just run with it, bro. It's just so weird what it chooses to like latch onto. And you know, I found that you can also just say, you know, like, I want to focus on this. I want, like, so I was just writing a caption where I wanted to focus in on my expertise as with a specific certification that I got from Hong Kong Polytechnic University. I wanted that portion of that copy to lean towards and really highlight that certification course that I went through. So you can really use ChatGPT to optimize your bios on social media and on your website, but then also for like media coverage and TV appearances. So I am going to be the host of DETV's Every Woman Tonight here in Wilmington, Delaware. Recording starts at 7 p.m. at the Wilmington DETV recording studios. I will be the host tonight on a conversation about continued education. And I mean, I've gone through so many continued education programs, it's sickening.
I'm jealous.
Too
many.
I just oh girl, I'm doing another one. I found another one.
Envy.
It's about envy. Bots, actually. So I'm like super stoked for that one. But a bio for a TV appearance or for a podcast appearance or, you know, just whatever, or a piece of media coverage, or even what if you're a speaker, right? Like Jane, right? Like, you're going to be a speaker coming up at the social media day on October 30th. Like, you're not going to give them your whole entire bio from your webpage.
Hell no.
You're going to give them a more clean, concise, shorter bio that they can use and plug in to their social media content seamlessly and easily. Add it to their their print articles, their any of their marketing materials. It is so much easier to provide a shorter, clean, concise bio about yourself to production than it is to give us a whole entire page and a half of what you do, because I'm unable to kind of say, like tonight, right? Like tonight I'm going to be saying, and I have 3 amazing women joining me on the couch tonight to talk about continued education. We have Diane Cox here, and she gave us a whole page. I cannot say that whole entire bio. I need to have it clean, concise. She is a longtime Delaware educator and advocate. Boom. That's her bio for that really short second. So think about how you can optimize your bio for what the task or what it's called for, right? So optimize for the web page, optimize for your social, optimize for media, and make sure that you twist it to whatever is happening with you. So like Jane's not going to go put a whole bio about her WordPress experience for social media day. She's going to do her bio about her social media experience for social media day, because that is what we are focusing on that day. So you really need to make sure and think about what I'm doing, what like activity I'm doing, and what this is for, and then optimize appropriately for that. So that's all I got in regards to that. I don't know. Jane, do you have any other thoughts on the optimizing and a bio?
Like I do. Just a couple of small comments, kind of going back to what you said about having your picture there, and I think that's especially important for the industries that you serve, because they're very hospitality, very customer service based. So that would be like critical for that. I'm also taking notes about bios, which is strange because I made the same suggestion for someone. They came to me and they wanted for brand positioning, and they are insane. They work for NASA, they work for home, Secretary of Defense, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, what are you doing? Talking to me. But basically I was like, you're too accomplished. If you want to go after this position, you need to pull out everything else that's not about that position into a new thing. Like you have to create these resumes for each place you're applying to, and that would obviously
Yes.
apply to the bio. And so I'm like taking notes over here, Heather. I'm like, oh yeah, I should have. I mean, I obviously stripped the testimonials from my bio, but I don't necessarily create new bios for each service. And now I've got my brain spinning.
Well, yeah, you need to, like, exactly, like the whole resume thing, right? Like, I don't know. Oh,
Yeah.
who was that? Who told me that? Yvonne. Shout out to Miss Yvonne, who I've known on Clubhouse forever, but she does a lot of LinkedIn training in regards to finding new positions and being like looking good to recruiters. And she said that like you should not upload your LinkedIn, like your resume to LinkedIn, because you want to make sure that you have multiple resumes that are geared towards different industries.
Yeah.
So like I have a resume that's in a bio that's geared towards real estate. I have one that's geared towards hospitality. I have one that's geared towards pageantry, since I am the social media director for Miss Delaware USA. Like there's so many different avenues, and for us, Jane, we wear so many different hats in our business, and we work in so many different industries that one bio may not be a good fit for that specific industry or for that specific task or that experience or that thing that we're going to be doing. That we do need to tweak it a little bit for sure. Yeah.
I don't think people know how hard it is to be a jack of all trades, because what ends up happening is you really do try to master all of them, and you can master all of them.
Yeah. Well, what is
you
the full
enjoy all of
quote? What is
them?
that full quote? I always forget. It's just being a jack of all trades and master of none is not the full quote, though.
Oh, okay. Let's find out. Jack of all trades.
It's like
do
better
it.
than a master of one or something. The full quote is jack of all trades, master of none, though oftentimes better than a master of one.
Ooh, I like that.
And
That's
we,
a bard
my dear,
right there.
are way better.
Bards in D&D,
I mean, we know WordPress, social media, search engine optimization, digital marketing, branding, copywriting. I mean, we are way better than a master of one, which
I think so.
happens a lot. Like graphic designer. Like that's not to shit on my graphic designers out there, but like a lot of the time, like that's just their one skill. Graphic design. Like that's it. They can't do copy, they can't do websites, they can't do social media. So yeah, just make sure that you have multiple bios about yourself. And if again, use ChatGPT, right? Like when I write content about my position at Realcom as their social media director, I will go take my bio and I'll say, here's my bio. Write me, like, optimize this to gear towards the commercial real estate industry. And then it'll pull out my whole entire bio, but then just write it to target those in the real estate tech industry. So use AI, guys. Like, I know it's a little scary, but like, utilize it because it's very helpful, especially with optimization. If you already have the copy, using it for optimization is what is helpful. Not having it write it for you because it's all going to sound the same. We're going to dive into your bio and you're in a world of it's just I don't want to embrace your resume. Like I want to know about who you are and what you do and not sounding like ChatGPT wrote that. So, and if you want to avoid words like that, let me know, man. I'll shoot you I have a whole list of like words that you shouldn't be using with ChatGPT. Like dive, delves, embrace, embark, in a landscape, in a digital world, just got better. Like all these phrases that ChatGPT just loves to use. Sometimes they'll sneak it in there. They will sneak it in when you're trying to optimize. So be mindful though. Just letting you guys
Can you be like, yo, ChatGPT, do this, but don't use any of these phrases?
Yes. And no, like legit, like I will create custom GPTs and I think I have like over 50 custom GPTs at this point. Like honestly, I will upload it that whole entire like I just research and what I see that comes through from ChatGPT, I've put all of those words in a Word document, and then whenever I create a custom GPT, I upload that document. Just say you're not allowed to use these words. So you can train the GPT to not sound ridiculous and embracing things everywhere. But yeah, so use AI to optimize your bios. Make sure that you're crafting it for each industry or whatever you're going to be doing. And just be mindful of the words you use and don't make any false claims. I think that's
and that's it.
the end point on that one. Don't use false claims about.
Definitely don't. People will find out, and it'll show. It'll show in the questions you ask. That you don't ask. Really, that's how you know questions you don't ask.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, do we have any news notifications for today?
Oh my gosh, I knew I was missing something.
I feel like I need that I don't know, what is it? The Morse
Bad
code,
news.
the SS, whatever. It's like do.
Well, I did actually read something that I want to talk about, but it's not exactly like digital news. But I've been following like just the news in general more closely, especially in Delaware, and I'm like blown away by all the weird shit that's happening here. Like, I live right by the Cooches Bridge area, and there's like this whole thing about like making it safe and preserving history. And I'm like, let me get this straight. You guys don't want to fix a bridge because it's historic?
Yeah, that's a little
Do you want me to keep driving over that bridge? What are you saying right now? So, things like that is the news that I have.
Yeah.
It's not very fun.
Weird. Anything else? Just the news with the Delaware Social Media Day. That's March 30th. Anything else? I don't think so.
Man, we talked our asses off today, guys. I think that is a wrap.
We did. I don't see any news happening in technology. I'm just going through my news notifications that I have. They're just, Oh, I will say one thing though, and this is for all my parents out there. Be mindful of just understand that a lot of the threats being like thrown at these schools in regards to, bomb threats and shooting threats and, you know, harmful threats. A lot of them are bots. Apparently people, I don't know, entities, adversaries, whoever,
Adversaries.
Russians, I don't know. Somebody,
Tagging
it's like a cyber attack essentially, where these robocalls are going out across the country to these schools
And
and
the
are
library.
being like are triggering schools being closed, emails going out saying that they receive threats and they're not credible and all of this stuff. So I just want people to be mindful about that. And that's what brought me to wanting to go back to school in regards to learning more about robots and bots on social media and the internet. Because like 43% of internet interactions, online interactions are bots. 43%.
That's wild
That's
to me.
wild. And everybody is complaining here about like complaining online about like the views suck and reach sucks and engagement sucks. Well, it's because the online is being overrun by robots. And people talk about ManyChat and these like chat bots that they can employ like for social media and the view bots and the like bots. It's creating this dead internet. And I don't know if anybody has heard about this. It's called the dead internet. And it's like basically where these chat bots are just like having conversations with each other for years. No human element whatsoever. It's just these robots having conversations and having Twitter arguments for years and commenting and liking and viewing things on social media and it all just being robots. So I just thought it was really interesting. That's why I'm going back to school for it. I just decided, I was like, you know what? Like this did lead to like, I want to do a TEDx talk, but I want to go back to school for this. So I just wanted for my parents out there, it's okay. It's a lot of it is bots. And I don't know why. I want to get to the bottom of it since I am a parent and I, you know, receive these emails all the time. So
It's just people being bad people, you know?
well,
And
yeah, like there are kids out there who are making these threats. Like their parents are turning them in. Like, yes, there are kids doing it, but a lot of it are bots mixed in too.
well,
So
that's relief, you
yeah,
know, that we're not like completely broken as
right,
a
right. It's
yeah.
it's a way of a cyber attack. I just thought it was really interesting. So I'm gonna actually be starting that class shortly, and it ends in December. So hopefully and maybe we can have a conversation about bots here on Dark Room.
That's really cool.
That
And
would
maybe
be
we could
pretty
talk
fun.
about the City of Delaware library ransomware attack.
Yeah, and then once I'm done that, I need to like update my bio.
Exactly.
With my
Dude, if
next
I learn a new
certification.
skill, I update my fucking bio. It's
Yes.
just such a way to celebrate. It really is.
Yes, it is. And I also need to remember that I need to update my bio to reflect my new services as well. So even if you add new services, you need to update that bio. So yeah, your bio is not static, guys. It's always changing, it's always evolving because you as a person are changing and evolving. So don't let your bio get stagnant while you move forward. Just
For fun, I'm turning my bio into a character sheet for
your
D&D.
turn to what?
I'm going to turn my bio into like a character sheet for D&D.
Ooh.
So like skills, so it'd be like, you know, athletics, it'd be like sit on my ass.
Oh my God, no, girl, can I tell you? No,
Yeah.
can I tell you that is so on trend right now?
Is it?
Yes. Oh my God, yes. Like over on TikTok, they're talking about like what gets you aura points. And like and like like different like and what like oh my God. Like they're like 1,000 skill points for you doing this. Like it's all yes, you're very on trend for that. I would totally do that. And please share that with me because I want to make one too. Oh my God.
Okay, shit.
I love
I
that so much.
will we'll get okay. I'm so jazzed. Let's do it.
Yes. Okay. Well, this is the portion where we can invite people up to the stage, hanging out. 11:44. We're here till noon. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, quotes, quizzes, polls, riddles, rhymes, raps.
Speaking of polls, I posted one recently about the band I have not seen. Do you want to
Oh
take a
yeah,
guess?
which one was that?
I have never seen Bush,
Oh, I got it
but I
wrong.
would go because they were my favorite. Like my first CD was Bush's 16 Stone.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Now my first like tape, I'm pretty sure was like Mariah Carey.
I will say though, I kind of got mad at him because didn't he break up with Gwen Stefani around that time?
Well, he did, and I think it was a nanny, as per usual.
Oh my God,
And
annoying.
his loss.
Yeah, so that's why I never listened to Bush because I was on Team Gwen Stefani back then.
Well, I absolutely went and I saw No Doubt in live, and
Oh,
Weezer opened for them. I was 16.
oh my gosh, we're so
I know.
old. I love it so much.
And then the lead singer of Weezer signed my ticket, who I then gave to an ex-boyfriend I was in love with, and
Oh my
so
God, dumb. Why would you do that? Sorry.
because I was dumb. You just said
Oh
it.
my God, I love you. Oh, you should get
I
it
know.
back. I'm gonna get that back for you. I'm gonna find a signed Weezer ticket
God,
to
no.
heal that portion of you.
He may never have. You probably threw it out, right?
Why
Right?
would you do that? Why would you throw out a signed Weezer ticket?
Because I was in love,
No,
Heather.
but you gave it to
Okay.
him. What if he like put it on like eBay or something?
Well, I mean, that's smart.
Like one of my favorite things to do. I know we're totally going off track here, but like one of my favorite things to do is like heal my childhood trauma through like
Oh.
buying things that are like I used to have. So like I had two parakeets growing up and I had like a childhood wound because of that. So I bought two parakeets and now like that's all healed up. That's just how it's.
I was
I'm gonna
given a
find you that Weezer ticket.
I was given a very big box on Christmas one year, and me and they were identical. Me and my sister were like, "Oh man, this is it. This is the Red Ryder BB gun moment." And we tear it open,
Yeah.
and it's like a really big Steve Urkel doll. And when you pull the string behind it, it's like, "Got any cheese?"
What?
And I went to an antique store in Northeast one year because I had moved there during my junior year of high school, and there was a Steve Urkel doll sitting on a banana seat on an antique bike, and I'm like, "My God!" I didn't buy it, but I've been thinking. I took a picture of it,
You should go
made it
get
my
it.
Facebook cover for a
Watch
while.
out. Watch out. You might have a mini Steve Urkel doll headed your way. Girl, you
Scarier than
don't tell me these
Chucky.
things because I will find it and I will get it for you. Like you cannot.
All right, right. Well, before we end, could we talk about like a couple Halloween movies that we should definitely see?
Well, number one, everybody must go see Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Was it good? I have not seen it. Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. And to be honest with you, I've heard mixed reviews, but I've also heard a lot of like neutral reviews. So I really enjoyed it. I got dressed
Okay.
up. I got into my vertical black and white striped dress and went to dinner and went to the movie and I freaking enjoyed the shit out of it. I
That's cool.
loved it. I also am going to go see Joker in the theater.
Oh yeah.
That one is apparently freaking amazing. It's a musical. It's a musical.
Oh shit.
And I'm so stoked. Lady Gaga, and I mean, granted, I heard she's not singing, but like, I don't care. It got an 11-minute standing ovation. So like, I'm kind of stoked, and it's coming out tomorrow. So
Did they go back and do a stand? Did they do an encore?
I don't
No.
know, man, but like, I'm just excited. I'm not seeing it this weekend. We were supposed to go tomorrow, but plans have changed. But yeah, those are the two. If you want a night out, go get all dolled up, go have some fun, go get look all cutesy for Beetlejuice,
Do the
Beetlejuice.
lipstick challenge, which looks really easy, by the way.
Yeah, and just have some fun because, and go see those movies because they're great Halloween movies for sure. Yeah.
I rewatched last night Evil Dead 2. It is really
Ooh.
bad in a great way. Like it's so bad. You just can't help. And it's kind of short. It's like 85 minutes, so it's totally but anyway, it reminded me I didn't quite understand. Okay, my friend Riley invited me to the Evil Dead the musical a few years ago. I don't know, time's weird now. And it was so fun. We accidentally got in the splash zone. There was at one point blood is squirting out of the ceiling, and the actors have like Thousand Island dressing bottles and squirting it all over the crowd.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was wild. Like very, very inappropriate stuff that I just love being there for.
That's awesome. I love it. I love some
Maybe
gory
not for
shit,
kids,
man.
but I enjoyed it.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much.
I even have a shirt, but I didn't get blood on it, so I'm
Oh,
gonna have to do that
good.
some other way.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
You're
gosh.
supposed to wear it before and then get squirted all over it, and then that would last you like a
I'd be kind
souvenir.
of pissed though if I wore an outfit and then get all bloodied up. To be honest.
I have pictures. I might post in the channel for everyone.
All right. So
What?
next
Yeah.
week we are here and we are talking about website security and securing your website and why it's so crucial. And so we're going to explore some key strategies to protect your online presence and build trust with your audience.
Nice.
That's exciting. And that'll be on 10/10 next Thursday. We are here at 11 a.m. EST almost every Thursday, let's be real.
Let's be real.
And if you're listening on the replay on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Samsung Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, thank you for joining us. And this episode will drop before next week. So any final thoughts?
I want to end it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Cracking my knuckles.
You ready?